guys. Well, welcome back to another edition of ADHDC. Like I promised, I was going to do one last week, which is this week. So therefore, this week was last week's, which I was talking about the future week of today. So future tense and present-wise, it would actually theoretically be a format of actually going outside of the universal theory of actually thinking about whether or not it is true. Yes. Yes. Alright, well, yeah, something like that. Anyway, guys. Well, first of all, let's do two things today differently. Today, like the title says, we're doing movie reviews. Out of three things, we're doing one, which is basically the Expandables Part 2. We're doing Resident Evil Retribution, and as well, we're doing Total Recall, 2012 edition as well. Let's start off first with two pieces of quick news as well. I'm not sure if anybody of you guys have heard this, but if you do go locally to the University of Pan Am, there was a girl abducted 2 days ago. As of 2 days ago, what reports say, according to the Pan Am newsletter, is that basically a girl was walking in the back part of the education building going to her car when she was abducted, and turns out that the car that it was a Mercury Cougar, and it was two Hispanic people as well that got the girl. But if you guys know, the Mercury Cougar, it's a two-door part as well. So depending how they took her in or whatever, it might have been differently. And luckily someone saw, and well, the Pan Am police officials plus as well, the Edinburgh Police Department got the call, and they acted quickly. And well, now we find out that she actually is safe and everything like that as well. So that's a good part of that part. Part two is that basically we have found out, or I found out as well, that there's a new synthetic drug as well. It's actually called 2CI, but here's the thing. Apparently there has been several different formats of 2C as well. There was actually a different format as basically stating that it was a 2C B, 2C D, 2C something, and this new one, basically it's a lot harder on the actual drug addiction format, because it is synthetic. Not only that, but also because it has a much bigger effect on the human mind than any other drugs of the 2C format as well. And there was a report by Yahoo as well, which I'll be including in the down part as well, that basically states that 2CI dose of I believe it's 30 grams, I'm not sure, but a single dose of 2CI is actually the equivalent of a 10 dose of acid. So I mean, if you think about it, that's a lot, and we have been hearing cases that basically there's already been teenagers being affected by this. It's mainly the reason that the hallucinations that are created are too much for the brain, that they would just die. They freak out too much, or high blood pressures, heart attacks, things like that, or hallucinations are just too much. There was actually on YouTube, you can actually find 2CI reactions, and you know, there's some really weird, messed up ones. There's actually one of them that was reported that basically states that as he had it, he was watching his girlfriend, and her whole face turned black, and all of a sudden just her eyes just started melting and black liquid started coming from her eyes. So if we're talking about hallucinations, this is probably the most effective one in hallucination formats as well. Now here's the downside. Because it is synthetic, it is much harder to actually capture, or to get people or the police for them to retrieve it or find out who's dealing the drugs, because of the reason that it is a chemical compound that can actually be continuously changed. That's why we have 2CI, 2CB, and all those other ones as well. It's very clearly related to the actual spice compound as well, which is a synthetic form of marijuana as well, that is hard to actually trace and is now being considered illegal as well. The thing about synthetic drugs is that because it's not an actual drug, it cannot be, and because it's not an actual drug, and because it's always changing, they can't really put it as illegal, because by the time it changes, they have to redo the whole process and consider that one. And by then, there's already another one. So I mean, it's pretty hardcore. So let's get that out of the way, and we're going to the movie review. So first off, and I got something great. Remember how last time I had mentioned that Captain America was actually the new president? Well, I couldn't wait anymore, and I got it. I got the new issue. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty neat. It's the first comic I've purchased in my life. Well, I purchased several comics before, but never a Marvel comic. I'm not gonna lie. I've bought in Japanese comics that they sell at your local comic book store as well, and as well some cartoon ones as well. I won't name right now, but I used to have Marvel comic books, and my mother unfortunately threw them away when I was younger. Unfortunately, but I got this one to start off. I guess my new collection, and while I was there, I couldn't wait, so I spent like $500 on comics. So yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so I'm just basically stating that it's actually the new edition, and it's pretty neat. I mean, there is a whole part where he actually just state that he oaths to protect the United States and everything. So I mean, it's pretty neat. The only thing is, man, these new comics, I don't remember. Well, compared to the other ones, there's less reading. A lot of less reading. They don't have that much actual reading compared to the older ones where like big blobs of just a whole bunch of sketches and stories. But I mean, it's cool, you know? I don't mind. One of the other things, let's get on to the next story, which would be the reviews. So the reviews we're going to start off first with Expendables. Expendables was amazing. Literally amazing. I'll put it this way. It's a guy's movie. Straight out. I actually ended up taking my sister to go watch it, and she enjoyed it. Which is kind of weird because she just not into action and things like that. But she liked it. She really enjoyed it. Now, let me give you a piece of advice. Before you actually go and see this movie, I highly recommend that you do research on every character there. Van Damme, we have Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. We have, man, so many, you know, these are the guys that I grew up. These are like my Marvel superheroes that I grew up. I mean, the Terminator, who's going to forget that? We have Rambo, come on, and then of course with Super Soldier. I mean, it's the Universal Soldier. Then we have Jet Li, and also come on, Texas Ranger. Who's gonna forget about the Texas Ranger? Now, here's one thing: when watching it, it's always best to watch it with your friends, especially the guys. Why? Because there's certain things that pop out that are amazing. I was there. And those certain scenes that came out, especially one scene that came out, and all the guys were like, "Ah!" It's like basically I was gay, and like I was at Justin Bieber's concert, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" Ah! But of course, I didn't really do that at the movie theaters. But I know the other guy next to me did, and he was just like, "It's so amazing." But yeah, but it was a really great movie. Like I said, it's a guy's movie. There's a lot of action. Like, some of the action is kind of cheesy, but it's just super awesome. Explosions, bullets flying, and there's also, I guess, short quoting sentences that they do that just like, oh my goodness. And that's actually basically about the whole format of the movie. There's actually short amounts of quotings that the characters use. And there's no real big dialogue. There's very few amounts of that, but everything's just like, I'll be back, or, you know, things like that. I'll be back, and, you know, certain small quotings that the whole movie processed through as well. So overall, I'd give that a 10 out of 10. Just because it's a freaking awesome movie. You have everyone there. Oh, and Van Damme as the evil guy, amazing. Does a great job at playing the evil villain as well. Just, if it is real, like, amazingly fit his role. Everyone there has a really good character format as well, and they express it very well as well. Okay, so the next one I went to go see was Resident Evil Part 2. The next movie I went to go see was Resident Evil, which is Retribution, which is like number 5 already. Honestly, I loved how the intro started, but I guess after like 6 minutes after the intro started, they had like a cheesy format of like the intro, and the way I feel is basically that Resident Evil Retribution wanted to do somewhat similar to the fact of the first movie as well, where it kind of explains a little bit of Umbrella and this and this and this, and honestly, I love the intro, but when it started doing that, I was kind of like, great. This is just like, this is lame. It's too cheesy. Like, I know what happened. I know what's going on. You don't have to tell me the whole thing, blah, 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 blah. But I'm guessing for people who have never seen Resident Evil movies, I have no idea how you have not seen any of them. There's like 5 already. 5! It's like a Harry Potter movie set. But anyways, there was that, and as well, I really... here's one of the interesting things. In the movie, on certain sections, I was just like, wow, okay, wow. I went from wanting to marry a white girl, wanting to marry a Hispanic, wanting to marry a Chinese, and wanting to marry a Russian or French girl or whatever. I was just blown away. It was freaking awesome. Now, there's one sneak peek thingamajigger. Leon comes back in it as well. Now, the character that plays Leon, It's surprisingly similar, and his voice is very quite authentic to the actual video games as well. The only thing is, he's pretty bulky considering how he was in the games. In the games, he was kind of slender, fit and everything, but this one he's pretty built. Of course, Milia, she does a really good Resident Evil character as well. Now, what's interesting is that we have one of the characters from the Fast and the Furious, which everyone knows that came out of the first one as well, which she plays two characters, and in them, she plays, I guess, like the evil side and the good side as well, which she does a fantastic job as well. And as well, the Chinese girl from that game, and then she comes in this one, and it's just like, oh my gosh, and then, and you're just like, what just happened? But it's freaking awesome. Honestly, I would rate it a 10 out of 10, but there was a couple of parts where it was just kind of cheesy or lame, especially with the intro. I hated how that format went. Like, the intro was awesome, but after that intro, it kind of killed it. So I'm going to give it at least like a 9.5 out of 10, just because of that intro kind of ruined the whole format as well. But overall, the storyline is really good. One thing here that I liked, it actually explains about the previous ones. It explains this, and this about it, and it starts more explaining more than what the games explain. Because in the games, you never knew about what kind of weapon the T-Virus was supposed to make. And in the movies, it explains like the whole thing, like why it's a T-Virus, this and that, and how it did, and the distribution of it. It's just pretty cool. I mean, I'll give the storyline the 10 out of 10. The whole thing was a 9.5 just because of that, or a 9 just because of the fact that after the intro, that cheesy lame introduction of the whole story was just not needed. And finally, Total Recall. Now, for those of you who had actually seen Total Recall previously, of course, the famous one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, that I shall be back, get to the chopper. I loved it. It was amazing. I give that a 10 out of 10. I actually took my cousin, and he's really against remakes. He hates remakes, like completely. And I mean, Total Recall is one of his favorite ones as well. And he actually ended up liking it. He said it was pretty good. Now, here's one interesting fact about it. Total Recall, the new one, it's not basically a redoing of the original one. The storyline is somewhat similar, but it actually has a whole different plot as well, which is very convenient because, I mean, you don't go there thinking like, oh, I know what's going to happen, this and this and that. It's actually completely different, and it actually is very nice. There was literally parts in the movie where I was like, wow, this is freaking awesome. This is awesome. The graphics, the whole thing, it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And man, you have two women in there that, and that guy, holy papacito, don't even get me started about him, but those girls, man, they totally, man, I was like, why I'm not there? How come it's not me? They're doing that too. Oh, and one interesting fact as well, in the original one, there was a woman with 3 breasts. Well, same movie, different movie, basically same format for the figure and the character as well. And it was quite interesting. I had completely forgotten about that part, and I was just kind of like, what's going on? But overall, I gave it a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. Like, honestly, when I was there, I was like, wow, this movie's really long. Like, it felt like a long movie just because of the fact that there was so many stuff going on. There was no time where it was just like, man, boring, blah, 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 blah. Like, it was just always continuously just one after another, two. Colin Farrell, that was playing the main character as well, does an amazing job as well. His role, at first I thought it was going to be horrible, but I mean, it blew my mind. I did a 180 turn, and it was just amazing. I give that a 10 out of 10 as well. Amazing. Amazing. All these movies were amazing, except for Resident Evil, which is 9.5 because of the intro. But anyways, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well. I'll be posting up, I'm guessing probably next week as well, more than likely as well, so we'll be seeing each other next week. Oh, and before I forget, we actually have one of our subscribers that comments a lot, and he really likes me, so I'm guessing I'm gonna do a shout out to him and his boyfriend, or his friend that's a boy, a male friend, even though they slept over in one room. So you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? No, but actually a shout out goes out to Fernando and Daniel, who actually are some of my viewers, or our viewers as well, that are in Arizona. So shout out goes out to you guys, and hope you guys are doing well over there with school and everything as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the heat quite well as we are here. We've actually got rain. We actually have gotten rain, and pretty hardcore rain too. but amazing. Amazing. Well, anyways, guys, I hope today you guys enjoyed today's video, and as well, like I said, I'll be posting up another video next week. And hey, make sure to do what you're told, and what I say goes. And remember to spread the word. Watch ADHCC News more, and tell people about it. And as well, don't forget about me, because I'm kind of lonely sometimes, but it's okay. Well, anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later. And like I said, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll be seeing each other next week. I'll see you guys later. So, was this it? We did good? Alright, we did good. Do I have to have my pants on before I get up? I do? Really? But, alright. Okay, I got my pants on now, alright? Thanks. See you guys later. Yeah? Alright, no problem.